Some of my favorite maples are the Japanese maples that start off coral pink in the spring, end up green for the summer, and bonfire red for the fall. I'd like to introduce you to several of those varieties right now. As you can see behind me, there are several different varieties, and they all have slightly different shades of pink. Some are deep, deep coral, some are a light pink in color. All of them tend to be about 8 to 10 feet tall and round and shrubby, dense with leaves and branches. Some of them are only about 6 feet tall, so they're great for dwarf or containers, but all of them have this lovely coral color. So the first tree I'd like to introduce to you is a Shin de Shoho. A Shin de Shoho is a good 10, possibly even 12 feet tall in 100 years, and maybe about 8 feet wide, so it is very round in shape. It is dense with coral pink, tiny star-shaped palmate leaves. As you can kind of see on these leaves, they're pink right now, but they've got green veining, and eventually what will happen is it'll end up being green, a sort of a light lime green color all summer long. So slowly but surely, matter of fact, if you can look up here, you'll see that several of these leaves are beginning to change now into their green phase. And so it has 3 transformations, from coral pink to green and then to bonfire red in the fall. And so this one is the Shin de Shoho. The other one that we have, and this is a little small specimen, but this is called the Coralinum. And this actually wants to stay about 6 feet tall and about 6 feet wide. So it's a shrub more than it is a tree. And it stays deep coral pink, and then turns green probably in late June. So I think it stays pinker longer than some of these other varieties. After the spring, once they emerge in their coral pink color, they end up turning in about mid-June into green. And so you'll see right up here, several of the leaves are beginning to turn green right now, and it ends up being a really light pink, and then eventually it ends up green during the transformation period. So here is another variety that is what I'd call more of a shrub maple. It wants to be about 6 feet tall and about 4 to 5, maybe even 6 feet wide. It's a lot lighter than the others. It's as you can see here, it's almost more pink than it is coral colored. And this one actually turns very early to its green phase. This one's called Coral Magic. Very pretty. So, and here is another one that actually is probably the darkest of the coral colors that I have. It is also a little later to emerge, have their leaves actually emerge onto the branches. As you see, the leaves are just beginning to form, and they're a tiny, tiny little itty-bitty star-shaped leaf. And so this one will actually turn green pretty late in June. And this is the tallest as well. Shishio Improved, again, is going to want to be around 10, possibly 12 if it's really happy. The last one I want to show you is called Wilson's Pink Dwarf. And it's a dwarf tree. It's only about 6 feet tall. It also is fairly narrow. And as it ages, it's just going to fill in with these tiny, little, itty-bitty leaves that are more pink. And then by June, mid-June, it'll green up. And by fall, it turns pink again. So it doesn't end up that bonfire red hue. It ends up more in the pink. Very delicate, very tiny.